Yeah, what is up? What is up, YouTube boxing family? It's Carrot here and back at it with another good live show for you guys today. Today, me and professional fighter Jaylan Phillips will definitely get it on today, and yeah, hopefully he should be joining. He said he's coming on at 3, so in the meantime, I'll just be talking about the past fights that happened. Um, yeah, first things first, shout out to the mighty LDBC TWT. And yeah, um, I wanted to talk about. Sorry about that. All right. Yeah, like I just wanted to talk about the whatchamacallit, the situation with the PBC card or the Showtime card with whatchamacallit with Atifo Barrelton and Artem Brusev being the co-main, and then the main event with David Stevens knocking out Sean Hemphill. That was a great fight. Before I get to that, let me just talk about the undisputed promotions card. That was a pretty good fight card. I had a lot of fun watching that. Shout out to Undisputed Promotions. Anthony, I think that's his first name. I forgot what his last name is, but yeah, Anthony, he's a very good promoter. I would definitely say Undisputed Promotions. They do put together some good B level or C+ level cards. So I mean, it's a very good network. It's a very good platform, and hopefully they could just continue to keep on growing. But yeah, let me talk about some of these fights that were on the card. They had some really good stacked talent. I'm going to talk about Alex Chisholm with his recent victory over Elliot Hicks. This is a very good fight. Elliot Hicks, he's a pretty decent fighter. Not the greatest fighter out there, but he definitely started his career late. He's 26 years old, so I mean, there's no reason to say that he can't regain his dominance back to get back into the mix. But it's his first fight, so he didn't really perform the way he wanted it to be. But his opponent Alex Chisholm, very highly rated fighter. I believe he has a pretty stacked amateur pedigree. Actually, no, he's only had like over 13 amateur fights, but out of these 13 fights, he's fought Lorenzo Cardona Jr., he fought Troy Isley, he fought Francis Hogan. Yeah, he fought some decent guys. Not like the super duper greatest, but yeah, decent opposition. But yeah, this is a very good showing for him. I just wanted to give him like a quick little shout out, just to help him out and just talk about how much growth and development he could bring to the table. I do believe he can definitely make a lot of noise at the super welterweight division. He looks like a natural super welterweight, or if anything, he can move up to middleweight or super middleweight. I think he has the size for it. The only thing that I can critique out of his pro debut was just his stamina. I think that's going to be the biggest problem out of what he's going to deal with, because he does throw good heavy loaded punches. It's not like he doesn't do anything bad with his shots. It's just that when you think about it, you have to like think about it, in a late game situation. And I think even though that it was a good 4 rounder, he got rounds in. Um, I think his style will definitely be more prioritized as like a pure boxer puncher. He could definitely hit. It's just that I think he's more active being a pure boxer. That's how I'm seeing it as far as his career goes. But yeah, other than that, he did a good job. I think this is a very good fight fight or showcase fight that helped the skill set grow even bigger. So I think he's gonna make a lot of noise heading into the future. And yeah, hopefully we get to see more from him. Yeah, let's talk about the other fights that were going on with Mr. Who was the other fight cards? Yeah, we had Joshua LeBron. He knocked out, a nobody, and Gino Tante. I mean, he's not that good, but he was decent. He had, a lot more fight experience, but he's been brutally stopped like back-to-back times in recent fights. So, this is like an opponent that, they just, decided to take all the way from, Hungary, in which he's out of Florida, but yeah, he's really not that good of a fighter. Um, but yeah, decent win. I'm not really satisfied with it. The better opponent in this division in the bantamweight, like I'm not even gonna lie, but this guy, he's not even like a bantamweight. He's a super flyweight, which I mean, there's really no difference. I mean, the difference is that you're shedding 3 pounds, but on top of that, you're also draining. On top of that, to get up to the weight. So I mean, I don't know what team LeBron was thinking about getting an opponent like that, but I just don't think this is like the right opponent. I think the better opponent for Joshua's career could definitely be somebody like. I mean, he's already 5-0. He already has 6 fights, but I mean, if we're talking bantamweight, I mean, fight some of these Mexican dudes. You know what I'm saying? Like you could fight, some of these guys that are, on the come up with you. Um, but I mean, it's kind of too early to to determine where he's gonna be. I mean, honestly, I think a good fight right now for Joshua is fight Floyd. Yeah, fight Floyd Diaz. Yeah, fight him. That's a very good winnable fight. I think he has the style to beat Floyd, but that'll be a very competitive fight. Uh, I mean, there's like a lot of competition here, in the bantamweight division. I mean, it's obviously not hyper stacked, but like some of these names that you could potentially see, they could be there. Like Luis Fernando Cervera, he's not a bad fighter. I mean, you could definitely take him down, but I mean, there's the other guy, Gabriel Murataya. That's Raymond Murataya's brother, and surprisingly, he's actually getting back into the ring January 28th. But I mean, he has 8 fights, so I don't see why you can't fight him. But I'm just saying, like, where Joshua's at right now, it's not where he needs to be. But I think eventually in due time, he needs to fight somebody like notable, because looking at the whatchamacallit, looking at the division, the only fighter I could think that would definitely give him some problems, I think Juan Zayas, that could be a very potential opponent that could beat him. Antonio Vargas, even though he has a lot more fights than Joshua, but I mean that's a potential name that could easily take him down. Um, I think there's a lot of competition that's breeding. So I mean, yeah, you just have to like play it out. But yeah, I think I think that's like the biggest problem with Joshua LeBron. He has a lot more like he has a lot more advantages in his fights against opponents that aren't really fighting back with him. So that's just something that I'm kind of like a little bit curious about. Hold on, give me 1 second, guys. Hold on, I'll be right back. Yeah, I text Jaylan. I don't know if he's coming in, but I would most likely say probably not because it's already been 10 minutes past. But yeah, I don't know what's going on right now. So uh, yeah, I mean like I'll give him more time. I mean like I'm not gonna you know like I'm not really going to be too concerned about it. But if not, we'll just set it up for like another time frame. But Yeah, I'll just probably just make this into like a personal show then. I mean, if he's not gonna come, but yeah. Let me talk about the rest of the card. I mean, for the rest of the undisputed promotions card, there was a lot more other fights that I was looking forward to. Um, One of like my other favorite fights on the card that I had a lot of fun watching was who else? I had fun watching the um who was the other fighter that was on the card? Um, Give me 1 second. Yeah, Warzone. Blah 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 blah. Uh, let's see. Let's see. Let's see. Oh, the other fight was Mr. Corey Marksman defeating Adrian Orban. That was a good fight. I had a lot of fun watching that fight. That fight was pretty, pretty good. I think as far as Corey's progression goes, I think Corey he's gonna be a problem. Um, the problem is just that we have to just see more progression out of his career, and I think eventually he will be at the very top. I think he has all the makings to dominate 135. He is a pretty big lightweight, and if you guys haven't heard my previous takes on Corey, I think Corey he's basically like a Jermel Charlo at a lower weight class. Am I saying he fights just like Charlo? No, he like his skill set is way different from Charlo, but I think if anything, he's on like a Charles Conwell type of development. He's getting matched up, developmentally tough, and I think eventually, he's gonna keep the competition up higher. We're at 6 fights right now with him, so I think where he's at right now, he's in a very good spot. I think as far as his weight gain and as far as his age and his weight capacity, I don't think he's gonna stay at lightweight forever. But I would like to see him contend for a title if he's able to, because I think he's gonna be at lightweight for a good amount of time. And looking at the lightweight rankings, there's a lot of good competition here. I think Corey can very well defeat. Um, I like to see him in a Hector Tanajara fight. That's a very good fight. Or if anything, he could fight any of like these other guys in the top 200 or top 300. I mean, you could fight Humberto Galindo, get him out of the way. I mean, I think he can be a pretty good test for Corey. I mean, there's there's plenty of competition for Corey. I think where he's at right now, because I don't believe in the whole prospect BS, but where he's at right now, he's in a very very good spot, and I think if you want to start giving him some good ass opponents, I wouldn't mind getting guys like Jeremy Cuevas, out of the way, fight Jackson Marinas. That's a good fight. I mean, I'm just throwing it out there. Like, I don't know how Corey's gonna, prioritize himself. It's not like I don't think he really cares about the undefeated record. I think he cares more, cares more about like progressing and keeping himself good and skill level. Because the problem with the lightweight division is you got so many ducks in the division. When you look at like a guy like Abel Mendoza, he's the type of person to fight lesser opposition, and he's 27 years old, 33 like at this point he should be contending for a title, and he's not doing anything with his career. So I mean, it's just kind of sad that you see guys like that protecting their oath because they know what's going to happen. They know that if they're going to lose, they'd rather lose at the world title level, which to me that's just pretty stupid. But I think either way, with the career of some of these fighters that are willing to get in there without the best, I think Corey can very well fight a whole laundry list of guys. Well, I wouldn't even say laundry, a whole gauntlet list of opponents, such as Miguel Contreras, he could very well fight Carlos Balderas. I think that's a good fight. I think Corey can easily give him problems. Um, I wouldn't mind, Reina Williams. That's a good fight as well. He had a pretty good outing with his recent opponent, Brazilian Ford. That was a good fight out in Cleveland on the Montana Love card. His opponent was a pretty stacked, opponent, Brazilian Ford. So, I mean, it's not bad. After that fight, he had like another fight like 2 months later or 3 months later against Alejandro Paulino. He was the undefeated guy out of the Dominican Republic that fights out of Connecticut in New London. That ended up being a no contest in round five of their six rounder. Then after that, um, I don't know who else he's also. Yeah, I think that's about it with Brazilian. But Brazilian forward, he's fought some good opposition, man. He's fought Elijah Pierce. I don't know why not a lot of people are talking about him because I think he can easily upset a lot of guys at lightweight or 130 or 126. But yeah, he's he's a steal. You know what I'm saying? Like he's a hidden talent that I think not a lot of people know yet. But that's also another good fighter that's on the come up. But I think with Corey's you know list of opponents, I mean the opposition is going to get a lot better in my honest opinion. I would hope so for Corey's end. I think Corey really wants to knock off a lot of guys. I think the perfect fight right now, if you want to knock off like some of these like quote unquote like prospects that people keep throwing that label, is take out guys like Floyd Schofield, take out Keyshawn Davis, or take out Angel Flores. He's a decent fighter out of California. Um, yeah, like I've seen him fight before. He's a yeah, he's a decent guy. Um, but like I mean, there's plenty of good opposition here. You got Adrian Benton. He's okay. I've seen him fight. He's actually pretty decent. He's actually a really really big fighter at 135. You know, you could take out um, who else he can fight. There's who I'm trying to think about all the other guys. Alejandro Polino, like I don't mind seeing that fight. I think I think Corey would beat him. Anthony Cuba, yeah, that's a good fight too. Cuba's at lightweight, right? So yeah, I mean Corey's career is just getting started. He's already at what 5 fights, six fights, but yeah, Corey Marksman, he's 6-0. So I mean, he's definitely on a good track right now, and I think by the end of 2023, leading into 2024, he's definitely gonna make some noise. I think where he's at right now, it's only like a matter of time to see where things will go. So I don't know. I'm definitely looking forward to it, and hopefully we can get things settled with seeing where he's gonna go. He has a really good team behind him, so his father, I think that's what I hear, trains him. But him working at other camps, from what I hear, like he works with Coach Nelson Rodriguez. I think that's a very good combination to go for. But yeah, shout out to Corey Marksman, very good fighter. Defeated Adrian Orban, so that was a pretty good quick fight for him to dominate and do pretty good. Let's talk about the next fight with Glenn DeZern, the third, I think. That's Franchon Cruz's husband. He did really, really good. He fights at 130. I don't understand why he's not able. Like, I don't understand like why Glenn DeZern is not being put up there at the higher level of fighting anybody good. I know he got stopped by Joshua Greer. That was back in like 2018. That was a pretty decent war that he had. But yeah, I mean, he has a pretty good resume. Like he doesn't run away from any competition. Well, his resume is not like the super duper best, but yeah, he's lost to some good sturdy competition. Uh, I don't know where he's gonna go as far as like for the rest of his career, but I mean, if he's really trying to capture like a title, I mean, I don't know if he's campaigning at 130 or gonna campaign at super bantamweight, or actually no, this fight that he recently had, this is at 123, or actually no, Glenn actually came in overweight, I guess. Like I don't know, because he outweighed his opponent by 4 pounds. So yeah, I don't know. I mean, I think either way, he'll be fine. There's really nothing I could say for him. But yeah, I don't know what Glenn's gonna do for the rest of his career. If he is trying to go for a title, I think it's possible. I think Glenn can easily take out some big names, and hopefully we get to see him, you know, do more in his career. All right, next fight: Danny Suarez versus Jonathan Lecona Ramos. This is a very good fight. I don't know if Danny's Puerto Rican, but this definitely was a good like Mexico versus Puerto Rico matchup. Really good fight. Very high level, extreme, back to back war. I think this is a much needed fight for Danny Suarez. Obviously, his opponent he fought was a 36-year-old Mexican. They call him Jonathan Lacano Ramos. He goes by the nickname of Zerto. Um, I mean, he's not like the best fighter out there. He's been on a massive losing streak leading up to now, with a draw, with Mr. Danny Suarez. So, like, I'm not surprised that Danny actually had a draw with this guy. I mean, this is like just a 4 rounder, so I mean, this is a seventh fight already. But I mean, for him to go to a draw with this guy, I mean, it's not bad. I mean, I think it's just best to run it back and just prove that you're better than him and just move on. But yeah, like as far as do I think this fight could have been a loss for him? I'm not too sure. I think definitely if there was no draws at all in boxing, they should have gone like an extra round, and I think Danny should have presented more of his boxing skills to outbox Ramos. But yeah, I don't think that fight alone could have made any much of a bigger difference. But yeah, we got Antravius Ingram versus Brian Costello. This is a good fight. I had like a lot of fun. Um, you know, like watching this fight. Hold on, give me 1 second. Give me 1 second. All right, but yeah, like I had like a lot of fun watching this fight. Antravius Ingram, um, he's a pretty decent fighter. Um, he is, a very sturdy, puncher. I would say. He doesn't really go in there trying to, what call it, really go in and try to like dominate, by boxing his opponents. I think like the thing with him is that, when you look at what he does, he's more of just prioritizing himself to be more of just like a puncher in his fights. But yeah, I think either way, he's a pretty good sturdy fighter. He had some other good outings in the past with his last two fights. He knocked out his previous opponent, Julian Valerio. That was in 2 rounds. And now with Brian Costello in three, that was good. He's 3-0 right now. His professional debut he had, which was back in February. That was a decision. So I mean, not a bad fighter. He definitely can make some noise. I'm just not too sure of like where things will be for him because 154 is a pretty stacked division. But I won't be surprised if he actually makes some progress in his career to definitely get a title. I think he's gonna be up there. Um, so I mean, whether if it's at super welterweight or middleweight, I think he's gonna do pretty fine. Um, Yeah, let's talk about the next fight. I'm not gonna talk about Burwell and Patrick Pierre. I'll just talk about the last four fights. Kira Tapia versus Claris Morales. This is a very good fight. I had a lot of fun watching this fight. Claris Morales, she's not like the greatest fighter out there. She's a decent fighter at Toledo, Ohio, but she definitely gave Kira a lot of exposure to make the fight competitive. And I think, the problem, with fighters that start late in their career is that they're not able to get comfortable on their debut. So I think Claris, she did her thing. It's just that I think she should have thrown more to the body, and then she definitely would have gained more success if she was wanting to outbox her. Um, I wasn't really too satisfied with Kira's performance because for one, she looked really stiff. She did a decent job, but she wasn't getting her head off of the line. She was fighting very, very timid, and I think she was only looking for simple shots. And I think in the professionals, that's not something that you should be doing, especially when you're going to be upping the competition up more. If I'm assuming so, because she is starting at 33 years old. So I don't know how long she's planning on staying, but I mean, hey, I'm all for seeing her do her thing. It's just that how often are you gonna fight? And I mean, if she's gonna fight like almost every other month, then by all means, like, go for it. I mean, every 2 months, you can get like a fight. That's good. I mean, just don't overdo it, and you'll be fine. But I mean, as far as the progression goes, I think she did a decent job, but she definitely could have done a little bit better just by keeping the defense sharper. That's all. That's not the problem that I see with like a lot of female fighters, especially even the ones that are doing YouTube boxing. Like a lot of them don't move their head a lot, so they end up getting clipped a lot easier. So that's really like the biggest problem that you end up seeing, and they don't scale. So I mean, either way, I think Kira, she's gonna be fine, but I mean, I'm not too sure what weight class she's going to be campaigning at. I assume lightweight, but lightweight is a pretty easy division right now, simply because there's not a lot of women in boxing total. But where she's at right now, eh, I think she'll be fine. I mean, Michaela Mayer, she'll be gone by the time when she hits a title. I think potential contemporaries would be Maria Moneo, maybe Yanina, Carmen Lascano, and I probably say Karen Carabajal, maybe. Like, I mean, if she's trying to move fast, I mean, she could fight Chelsea Anderson in a couple fights. I'd say maybe 2, 3 fights down the road. You got like your low level journeyman like Ida Saltabanova. I mean, you could fight Jacob Palvos. That's not a bad fight. She doesn't have anything to lose or nothing to gain. But I think that's a good skill level base fight. Um, I don't know like what she's planning on doing. I think as far as what she's doing right now, it's gonna be interesting to see what she's gonna do. So I think either way, it's gonna be interesting to see where things will go. But I think where she's at right now, she just doesn't really have too much to really expand because the division, the only people I see doing good is Caroline Dubois. Maybe who's the other fighter? Definitely Maria Moneo. She's decent. Some people try to like hype her up to say that she hits hard, but not really. She just smothers, and I mean, if you take that away and you start defensively breaking her down, I think that'll be like the biggest game breaker, taking her down. I mean, she did lose a DQ to Yanina Lescano. That was deducted after she was deducted 1 point in the seventh round for a rabbit punch. Yep, in the tenth, and in the 10th round, she and the ref considered, or the ref thought that she caused a headbutt, and it generated a deep cut in Lescano's right eye. So, yep, she got DQ'd. Yeah, rightfully so. Like, I mean, I need to probably watch that fight to see what happened, but yeah, like, I mean, for women that are like that, man, like, obviously they want to win, but if they're using roughhouse tactics to try to get their knockouts or stoppages, then no, that's not. You getting the referee stoppages does not consider a knockout. So either way, that doesn't make any sense. And I don't really see too many people really doing anything in this division. The only people I see really getting lightweight glory is probably Caroline Dubois, maybe Maria, or maybe Myra. Yeah, Myra. Monio, and then maybe Estelle Mosley. Maybe. She has some decent skills, but she doesn't really punch that much, and she's a decent boxer, but she's very limited and she's very predictable, and she could have arguably lost to Yanina Lescano. So, and I mean Yanina, she doesn't hit that hard, but she definitely did her thing. She made the fight competitive and she did what she had to do, but yeah, I mean, she's a pretty decent fighter. She has a pretty good Sean Porter like, resume. But yeah, I mean, the lightweight division for Kyria, I think she's gonna do. Yeah, I think she's gonna do fine. I think everything will definitely make its mark, and eventually, we're probably gonna see more out of her. But as far as that goes, I think Kira, she's just gonna continue to keep getting better. She's pretty much like the only Puerto Rican on here that campaigns at lightweight. Besides from all the other female Puerto Rican fighters, there's really not that many at the bigger weights nor at the lower weights. So hopefully we get to see more women in the future. So I like to see a lot more females in the mix. So yeah, shout out to Kira. Much love to her. I hope she continues to do good. And also, shout out to Stephanie Pinedo. She's a beautiful, amazing woman. Please go support her as well. Very good fighter, very good skills. But yeah, um, yeah. Let's talk about the other fights that are on the card. Let's talk about Christina Cruz and Amy Salinas. This is a pretty good fight. I had fun watching this fight. Um, this fight was really interesting. Um, but wait, let me pause that, and then I'm gonna talk quickly about Jackson Blanco versus Luca Burgers. I thought this was a good fight, but I think Burgers he really didn't have too much to really gain because he got hit way too much and he got blasted. So I mean, he's not that good of a fighter. I mean, he's a 34-year-old Italian fighter. Like he can hit. He definitely had power. But I think in this case with Blanco, this is just an absolute, bad style matchup. And Blanco, he did his thing. He he did what he had to do, and he definitely made the fight his fight. Um, I'm not too sure what he's planning on doing as far as what he's campaigning at. I know he did say he's probably going to stay at 147. So I think where everything's at right now, he's in a pretty good spot. I think he should fight Kelvin Davis. That's a really good fight right now. If he fights Kelvin Davis and he could stop him, that would be a very good win on his resume. Simply because the welterweight division is a very good division for up and coming rookies. But as far as the veteran style competition, he has a lot of good competition waiting for him at the top. I also want to mind Evan Sanchez. He got stopped by that Mexican dude, Carlos Ortiz Cervantes, and he blasted him. But I think that's a good fight. I mean, why not? I mean, I don't know why Evan decided not to fight after that because he got blasted by some guy that wasn't even good himself. But I mean, he's a 38-year-old Mexican guy that stopped him. But yeah, I mean, why not go after him? I think Evan Sanchez, that's a winnable fight for Jackson. I mean, Jackson, he's 28 years old, so I think you should really try to get like 8 to 9 fights in, and yeah, see what happens. I mean, you're at 5-0 right now, so I mean, depending on how often he's planning on fighting, hopefully we get to see more from him because if he could try to get more fights, try to take less damage. I mean, he's only fighting 4 rounders, so I would probably say, um, I'd probably say up the competition at like maybe like up the rounds and up the competition by like 10 fights. Fight 8 rounders and then fight 10 to 12 rounders when you get up to like the world title level or contention level. I think that makes that makes a lot of sense. But as of now, keep doing the 4 to 6 rounders, and then before you can graduate to 8 to 10 rounders and 12 rounders, yeah, I think Jackson, he'll be fine. Um, it's just it just sucks that he started his career pretty late. He came into the pros at like 2019, and I don't know what happened, but he decided not to stay active in 2020, in which I'm pretty sure he had like a lot of financial and managerial issues or manager-based issues of getting fights because COVID really hit a lot of fighters. So now it's a lot harder for guys like him to even lock in a fight because fighters want to ask for more money now and try to act like they mean they matter in the sport when it's not true. um but yeah, like I mean, he's fighting whoever. He fought his recent opponent Ramon Eliezer Esperanza. That was back in June of last year in 2022. He stopped him in 2 rounds, but this guy had over like 40 plus fights. So yeah, I mean, hey, if like if Jackson, if he's willing to go up to the higher levels of competition and face guys with like 14, 15 plus fights, then I don't think he's far away from getting a title. I mean, boxers today can easily get title shots faster if you're willing to beat like the best competition for it. So yeah, hopefully we get to see more from him, and yeah, so yeah, let me talk about the Christina Cruz and the Jasmine Artiga fights. Christina Cruz versus Amy Salinas. This is a good fight, but I had a little bit of questioning about Christina's stamina. She definitely outboxed her, no doubt. That was a really good performance, and I think credit to Javier Centeno and shout out to who's that other coach that I'm trying to think about. His name's True Boxing. That's his Instagram handle, but I believe he's a boxing coach up in New York City, over in Manhattan or the Bronx. But yeah, I think that's her other trainer that's with her. But yeah, he's a really good coach, and he's really good at managing her style. But yeah, Christina, this is a good fight. I think this is like the fight that she needed because 8 rounders go by so quick in women's boxing. And I think eventually, once 3-minute rounds start to become normalized more in the sport, we need to start seeing just 12 rounds. We have to see like the same rounds as men. Because if women are doing 10 rounders at a world title level, then that just means like, you're not giving let the women the benefit of the doubt to say that they can go further past 10 rounds and do 3 minutes with men. Because that just means that sanctioned bodies are discriminating women to say that women can't fight 12 round 3-minute fights. No, like they can do it, and on top of that, the sport needs it because women are not getting better preparing for a 2-minute fight versus for men, they're doing it all the time and they're doing fine. So I don't see why women can't be put on the same equal boundary because if they're saying that they want equality, then you women should really come out and say that we want 12 round 3 minute fights if the money was there, theoretically speaking. I'm just putting that out there. That's just my whole point of view on it. If you guys want to be on the same pattern with men, then you should do the same thing what men do. I'm just saying. But yeah. Either way, Christina did her thing. It was a good fight. I think Amy Selena, she's getting better every time she does fight, and I think in this fight, this is more of a fight that really showed more out of her, and I had like a lot of fun watching that fight. Amy, she's still getting better in her skill set, and I think it's great that she's showing a lot more improvements. And even though that she doesn't have punching power, but every time when she does land a good shot, she really knows how to prioritize herself to be up there with all the best competition. And I'm not saying Amy she's a journeyman by any means necessary because I don't think so. I think where everything's at right now with her fighting these veteran level opponents, it's good on her end to continue fighting those you know 50-50 level opponents, and then yeah, and then the better she gets, the more progression that she continues to progress in her career. So I think that's a very good look for her because even though that her record isn't the way she wants it to be, I think she's in a pretty good spot right now. So I think eventually she's going to start racking up a lot of wins because if she's going to make those adjustments to start learning how to box more and actually learn how to throw more educated shots to gain her success, then I think she's definitely going to be in a really good position. Um, like any other fighter that's on the come up, they just have to keep getting better, and I think that's what's going to happen. I think she's going to continue to keep getting better, and you're going to start seeing a lot more fighters, definitely get beaten by her. So I think Amy, she's doing the right thing by facing these veterans early instead of waiting later. Because if she was just fighting women that we haven't heard of, that she's just getting wins and she's coming out of her way saying, "Oh well, I'm the best now fighting non-certified competition." No, like I would be like, no, like you're not the best. Like you didn't put in that work. You didn't do anything that you were supposed to do. So you didn't do what you were supposed to do. But no, now that she's going the right path by taking any difficult level fight in front of her, I think this is a very good look on her. Because now people will say, "Oh, well, she can't beat nobody." No, like she actually has a pretty good track record. Like obviously she lost a split decision to Ndea Smith. Not the greatest fighter, but she's at five. She's approximately 500 in her career. She's 6-6. She beat Sulem Arbina, dominated her, and then she fought Micaiah Krebs. Yeah, Micaiah, she's a beast. I love watching her fight. She's awesome. But yeah, I mean, Ndea, she fought some pretty sturdy up. She fought Gabriela Fundora. I mean, I don't know what weight class she's campaigning at. I believe flyweight, super flyweight. But yeah, Amy fighting at those weight classes, I think she's in a really good position right now. Um, oh hey, how's it going, Star Destroyer? Star Destroyer asks, "Who's my favorite boxer?" Um, I don't know. That's a really tough question, but I mean, I would say now definitely Errol Spence. I was gonna say Devin Haney, but Devin Haney is definitely under EJ. But Devin Haney or Errol Spence are definitely all time favorites. But yeah, also shout out to Combat Toolbag earlier. Thank you for coming by, and yeah, thank you for coming through. Um, oh wait, hold on. Jaylan just texted me. Hold on, give me 1 second. Um, Give me 1 second. All right. Yeah. Sorry about that, y'all. Yeah. Jaylan just texted me. I guess he got mistaken by the time zone because I'm not too sure where he's at, but he did say he was thinking that 3 p.m. was on his end because I believe he said that he's over here. Well, he lives over in Vegas, which I should have thought of that sooner than later. But I should have just asked him prior to it to say if he was in Vegas instead of Eastern Standard Time. So basically, my problem was that I reached out to him thinking, hey, do you want to do at 3 o'clock? And then he said, okay, yeah, that's all right for me. But I didn't realize that he lives over in Vegas and I live over here in Florida. So I believe Vegas is at least 3 hours, behind me. So right now it's like 12 o'clock over there, while it's like 3:47 over here. So yeah, right now, like I'm texting Jaylan right now. He said that he's gonna log on soon. So yes, the show is still continuing, and I will switch this to yeah, yeah, like I'm gonna switch it to Jaylan Phillips if my title's right here. But yeah, um, all right, yeah, like I'm gonna just put that there. But yeah, until he gets in, yeah, let me just talk about like the rest of the card. Starter Short said, that's cool. I think for me, it would have to be, like, yeah, it would have to, if it's new times, probably Gervonta Davis. But if it's old times, either Joe Frazier or Mike Tyson. Yeah. I think those are great picks. I think Mike Tyson today is a modern day Mike Tyson, and like I'm not gonna put Devin Haney next to Ali, but Devin Haney's he's like a protege clone version of Floyd Mayweather in a way, where he doesn't portray like Floyd's talents, but I think like his drive and his passion for the game, where he's at right now, he's doing a pretty good job right now. So yeah, I think right now everything is pretty good with how he's prioritizing himself and doing good for the sport. But yeah, back to what I was saying with whatchamacallit, the situation with the undisputed promotions card. I think where Amy Salinas is at, she's in a good spot. I think Christina Cruz, she made her better and she made herself better by having this fight at their stages of their careers. So Amy, she was originally 4-2-0 at the time, but now she's 4-3-0. So I mean, either way, Amy, she's in a good spot right now, and I think she's gonna get way better. And I think eventually, you're gonna start seeing her rack up some good victories. So shout out to Amy, shout out to Christina. I think Christina, she had a really tough outing with her. She looked a little bit gas at the very end, but I think either way, where she's at right now at the flyweight division, um, I think she can make some noise. I think Christina can definitely, prioritize herself to be successful. I think a good fight right now is her and Gabriela Fondora. She could fight Deborah Lopez. She's a pretty decent girl. She could fight Jackie Calvo. She's a monster. There's a lot of good competition here. So, she has some pretty good decent opposition in front of her. Flyweight's not like the best division, but I think where she's at right now, she like we could see her in there with Areli Muncino. She's an IBF champion. Marlon Esparza, absolute monster. I wasn't so high on Marlon, but I'm starting to give Marlon a lot of her props. She's a very good talented fighter, and she's definitely putting in that work to be successful. But yeah, I think as far as everything else goes, um, yeah, she's in a very good spot. But yeah, I think the next opponent should definitely be a top 10 or top 25. I wouldn't mind Kenya Enriquez. That's a good fight. Hey, Kenya, I love you, but hey, like I gotta see another Mexico versus Puerto Rico matchup. But I think Christina, she's a perfect opponent for that next fight. But I'm not too sure what Kenny's gonna do because I know I'm hearing that she's trying to force her position through either of the sanctioned bodies that she's ranked high in. I think it's through the WBA or IBF, but either way, Kenny, she's in a good spot right now. So, like I have a lot of respect for her, and I think Kenya, she's definitely gonna grab like a title pretty soon. But same thing with Christina. She's in a very good spot right now. So shout out to Christina, great woman, and yeah. On to the next one. Starter Shore said Devin Haney is a great pick in my opinion. He's definitely an elite fighter in my opinion. He's definitely in my top 10. Bruh, I said opinion twice. um, yeah, I think Devin, he's one of the best fighters, pure boxers wise. If Devin Haney had more deadly power behind his shots, I think Devin Haney would be one of the most deadliest power punchers or boxer punchers next to Gervonta Davis and Errol Spence Jr. or anybody that actually has a good base to punch with extreme high level ring IQ and defense. I think where Devin's at right now, he doesn't need to display power, but where he's going to have a tough battle is at 140 and 147 and 154. I think Devin Haney is going to have a really, really tough time in those divisions. If I was in his shoes, I need to work more with strength and conditioning, and I need to start prioritizing more with my footwork by placing the punches at the right spot with the jab. And I think Devin is a very destructive jab puncher. He has a lot of power when he, relinquishes his punches off of the jab. But the biggest issue with Devin Haney is just getting tired late game. I think that's his biggest model of being exposed. But I think, if Devin's going to keep on working on that and he's going to keep continuing to do what he does best, then by all means, you could definitely see Devin Haney get up there and start upsetting a lot of big names. We all want to see Gervonta Tank Davis versus Devin Haney. I think that's something that everybody wants to see. I think when it comes down between Devin and Tank right now, Gervonta Davis and Devin Haney is one of the most destructive matchups in this current era of boxing. But if not, having Gervonta Davis as a potential opponent for Devin Haney, I think the next best available opponent for Devin Haney is Shakur Stevenson. And on top of that, fighting Gary Antoine Russell, fighting Regis Prograis, fighting all the best names at 140, 147. That's going to be a really tough list of guys. And where Devin's at right now, it's going to be a very destructive path. So I think when we look at elite competition, Devin Haney, he's going to go through a really destructive gauntlet at 140 and above. But yeah, let me switch topics with the last fight on the undisputed promotion cards with Jasmine Artiga versus Miss whatchamacallit, Ashley Sissente. Um, yeah, this is okay. I mean, Ashley, she's a pretty decent fighter. She had some pretty good fights herself, but I think Jasmine was just on another level. And yeah, she did her thing. You know what I'm saying? Like she really prioritized herself, and in a good fashion. I think this is like the best fight that I've seen in quite a while from her. So this was her very first 8 rounder. So I think Jasmine, she did a very good job controlling herself in that fight. Hey, salute to you, Combat Toolbag. Please go check out Combat Toolbag. He's a fighter, that I speak with, and he's a beast. So shout out to my partner, Mr. Combat Toolbag. But yeah, this was a fight where Jasmine needed to win this fight because she wanted to get up to a world title level. So, her beating Ashley is a very big win. But on top of that, um, I think knowing that this lady, she's now 6-3. This is a pretty good opponent. She's lost to Endea Smith. That was the only person that beat her. So I mean, losing to Jasmine, that's very interesting. All right, it seems like Jaylan connected. I need to tell him that hold on. Give me 1 second. Hold on. Yeah, salute to you, Combat Toolbag. Thank you, thank you. Just give me a second, yo. I'm trying to work with Jaylan right now to come into the panel, and I'm trying to, work things out with him. So yeah, just keep on standby. Yeah, but yeah, I think Jasmine she did pretty good. She beat Ashley in a pretty good competitive decision. It was unanimous, but I think this fight definitely puts her in the rafters of high level, opposition to be lined up for. Um, where she's at right now. Um, she's definitely top 25, so I think where she's at right now, she could definitely fight Adelaida Ruiz. I don't mind Taylor Robinson. That's a lit fight. Um, she could also fight Lauren Parker, clear her out. That'll be good. There's you know, Guadalupe Guzman. That's a pretty decent fight. There's Stephanie Silva. She could definitely take her down. Lourdes Suarez, former world champion. Obviously, she lost to Ashley Gonzalez Macias. She's a good fighter. I like watching her fight. Really good talent. Who else is good? There's Mizuki Hiruta. She's decent, but I don't know if she's in with the world title. Or actually, no, she actually does have one. She's the WBO world champion. Yep, she's the WBO super flyweight world titleist. So yeah, I don't know where Jasmine's gonna be, but I think she's in a good spot right now. Adelaida Ruiz, she has the WBC interim title, so I think we already know what's gonna happen. She's gonna fight Ashley Gonzalez Macias, and the other champion is Michaela Lujuan. Yeah, she's the IBF world champion. And who else is the WBA? I'm trying to think of the WBA champion. I'm not too sure. The WBA title is, I think that's vacated as well, because I remember there was like another female titleist. I think it's Clara Liskarat. Yeah, I think that's the WBA. Yeah, Clara. Yeah, Clara. She's the WBA world champion. Yeah, hold on. Give me 1 second. Uh, yeah, I'm gonna text Jaylan. Um, did that work? All right. Yeah, but either way, I think Jasmine she could beat all of them. She has a very good style. She's a really good boxer puncher. She has a good good level of power. So yeah, it's not okay. Yeah, like I gotta tell him. Give me 1 second. Hold on. Hold on. Um, it's not working. Working. It's not working for yeah. Hold on to make it easier. Can I do it? So, yeah, yeah. I gotta tell Jaylan. Hold on. Yeah, let me tell him. Yeah, this is this is what's happening right now. Yeah, yeah. If I gotta just call him, makes it a lot easier. Uh, just shared. I'm on my camp. Okay. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I got you. All right. Hold on. Give me 1 second. I'm gonna call Jaylan. Okay. Right now. All right. Give me 1 second, guys. All right. I'm gonna call Jaylan right now. So, give me 1 second. And yeah, here we go. So, all right. Let's see what happens. And hold on. Give me 1 second. All right. Give me 1 second. Hold on, guys. All right. Let's see what happens. Hold on. Give me 1 second. Give me 1 second. Okay. Give me 1 second, guys. Hold on. All right. All right. I'm gonna call Jaylan right now. So give me a second. All right. All right. I'm calling him right now. So give me a second. Yo. Yeah. I don't think I could hear you properly. Yeah, your volume's low. I think. Hold on. Can you hear me? Got it. All right.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah. I can hear you perfectly fine. Hold on.
Yes, sir. What's going on, brother? Everything good, man?
Yeah, everything's good. Yeah. How's everything with you?
Everything going good, brother. Just putting that work in, man. Every day in the gym, just trying to get to the next level, man.
Yeah. Yeah. First things first. Just tell the audience who you are. How'd you get into boxing?
My name is Jaylan Phillips, aka No Plan. I'm from Panama City, Florida. Really from a small town called Ebro. I got into boxing, just being a young man that like to fight, being a young man that just like to work hard. And that's just how I got in the game, man. It's in me. It ain't on me, it's in me. So I'm just doing what God sent me on earth to do. So champ.
Oh, nice. Um, as far as like what you're doing right now, what's the plan? For your career. What are you trying to do?
Oh man, that's a good question. What I'm really trying to do is right now, man, we're trying to turn my career around because I don't really like to say this. People ask me all the time what my record is. It's kind of embarrassing from too good of a fighter to have an upside down record like this. 1, 2, and 2 is my record, but like I tell people all the time, the Jaylan from yesterday is a totally different person from the Jaylan today. So what we're trying to do is we're trying to build that record up, get it right, get it to a winning record. So come April, we can get this rematch with Anton Cobb. The third fight actually is trilogy. Instead of 4 rounds, gonna be 6 rounds. We're trying to get that fight so we can go in there, handle business, take care of him, and go to the next level and hopefully win. Ain't no hopefully about it. We're gonna work hard. We're gonna win fights. Then we're gonna get to the championship. And then after that, we're gonna be very wealthy and change the world of boxing, man, altogether. That's my plans right now.
Yeah, cause I've watched that fight.
Putting up for Florida, of course.
Oh yeah. I've watched that fight several times, and I thought you dominated him. Like it didn't look like he really got any better. In the first or second fight. Um, I think as far as like where you are right now, like how would you describe your style? Because like you have like a really awkward style. So are you like a boxer puncher, or like are you just like a pure boxer?
Personally, man, I consider myself a boxer. I just consider myself a pure boxer, but at the same time, I feel like I can punch. I can hurt you if I want to. But I'm more or less of a guy, not really trying to go in there, trying to, force a knockout. I'm more or less a guy who uses jabs, everything up with the jab, and then try to, land my combinations. As soon as I get you vulnerable, then I hit you with the power shot. So I'm more of a pure boxer, but I can be a boxer puncher, and I can brawl you if I got to. So I really can do anything. They just ain't see my game. I just gotta get out my mind, get out my head, and go in there and do what I know I can do. It's a shame, when you work your hardest and you still come up short. You can give yourself not a pat on the back, but you can live with that. You can live with that. But when you know you're going in there and not giving everything you got, due to what, no matter what the reason is, if you're not getting everything you got, then that's shameful, and that's what's been going on in my case. If I go out there and I do what I do, pure boxing with power, It was brawling. If I got to, I get him out of there. So really, I can do anything. I just got to go in there and show it.
Yeah, and it seems like with the competition that you keep evolving, like you keep
Mm-hmm.
progressing with, like it's a blessing in disguise because compared to other fighters in boxing now, like it seems like they're running away from the tougher opposition early in their careers versus like with you, you're like you're going up against guys that are trying to take you down,
Exactly.
um yeah, like as far as your training, like as far as your training regimen goes, like who are you with? Who are you, training with, for your camps?
I'm, I'm training with Bullet Conwell Gordon. Y'all know him for Rolly Romero.
Yeah.
That's his coach. I've been working with him for like 6, 7 months now. He's a hell of a coach, a great coach. He trains great fighters. So yeah, I'm here training with him. I got a lot of good fighters in the camp. I'm working with Devin Haney. I'm working with Rolly Romero.
Oh
I'm
wow.
working with the Vargas boys. So I've been getting a lot of solid work and a lot of great training. So yeah, training is going great, man. I'm blessed, and we coming, man.
Yeah, because it seems like a lot of critics, they give like a lot of bad rep to him, but it seems like he's actually giving fighters like yourself like a much better evolution in your skill set. Would you say that's true?
Come on, Bullet.
Yeah.
Man, yeah, Bullet is a great coach, man. The world, they trying to see what happened with him and Rolly, but a coach can only do too much. At the end of the day, a fighter and a coach are two separate people. The fighter can't do what the coach say. A fighter gonna do what he want to do at the end of the day. A coach can only just give you the tools and point you in the direction. It's up to you to go in that direction. So Bullet, with my experience with Bullet, he's a great coach. He focuses on fundamentals. He focuses on mindset of the game. He focuses on destroying the opponent. So he's a great coach. The world has got a wrong misconception. He deserves respect in the boxing game and in the real world as well.
Yeah. Um. Yeah, because it's really interesting that you say that. Because I don't see the things that you see at a coach, and I'm actually friends with Zarina McCoy, and I think
Yeah, she just walked in the room a while ago.
yeah.
Yeah, she cool. That's my friend.
Yeah, but from like my own observation, it looks like he's producing fighters to get up to that world title status soon. So, like I hope you and whoever's in the stable is getting better and continuing to take on the bigger challenges down the path.
Yes, sir. That's the goal for a fighter. If you're not trying to go to the championship or trying to be the best, then what are you doing it for? So, that's the goal, man. And right now, Bullet, his mindset is he want to do the same thing. Not only does he want his fighters to go down the Hall of Fame and go down in history as all-time great, he want to go in the Hall of Fame as an all-time great coach, like a Emmanuel Stewart, a Eddie Fudge, or
Yeah.
or Freddie Roach, guys in that category. So
Yeah.
yeah, that's the plan, the goal on every aspect of the team.
Yeah. As far as the weight class goes, like what weight class you fight at?
I fight at 140, but we think about at beat Cobb. We think about 135. We just gotta see what happens. Only time to tell. But right now, 140 pounds.
Yeah, that's interesting that you say that because you look like a welterweight. I'm not gonna lie. Like you're pretty. Yeah, like to
I'm
me.
taking on pretty good.
Yeah. To me, it looks like you're trying to like look like a much bigger guy, but it's like naturally inside my mind, I think you're like a welterweight that could easily like run through a lot of guys that are just as big as you. But I mean, for you to campaign at 140, like I mean, that's a really good look because for one, you could get in all that competition with like all of the top level guys, and I assume are you trying to just get like a title and then just kind of move up and not try to unify for undisputed, or how's it gonna work?
Uh, Me personally, man, it depends on what my team want to do. Me personally, if it's letting me, I want to go to 140. I want to beat all the best guys on the way up there. Whoever they put me in, I'm gonna fight them to get to that third world title. And after I win that first, people always say, okay, we ain't worry about that. We worry about the first step first. I'm going to give you the whole rundown. It's going to be real quick, though. I want to fight the best coming up, whoever I got to fight to get to that position where I can get my first world title, win that, and then whoever I got to fight after that, mandatory, whatever, beat them to nothing, and then go down to go fight for another belt, whoop them, get another belt, whoop them. Whoever I got to fight to get to that undisputed, and then be the best. That's really all it is to me.
Yeah.
It's to be number one pound for pound for as long as I'm boxing. For 10 years, 20 years, how long I'm boxing, probably won't be 20 years, but how long I'm in the game, when I get to number one pound for pound, you know what I mean? When I get number one pound for pound, I want to stay at number one pound for pound, whether that's being undisputed or whatever that is.
Yeah.
But, undisputed would be fucking amazing, but if I ain't got to get to the undisputed to be number one pound for pound, yeah, that's cool with me too.
Yeah. Yeah, because
like, go down history of the first battle Hall of Fame.
Yeah, because that's gonna be like a lot of battles you have to go through. But I mean, by all means go for it. I kind of look at it as like a lot of fighters don't want to like be great, but if you're willing to do it, then that's like the top 10% or the top 5% of fighters that are putting in that work. Because I assume you don't care about who's in front of you. You don't care about protecting your record, I assume. But if you're getting high quality victories and you're making those improvements and adjustments, I assume that's all that matters for the rest of your career, right?
Exactly, man. It's all about getting better within the process. If you just sit there fighting guys that know you can beat, how the hell you ever gonna be really the best? You gotta fight guys that everybody else that can't beat. You then beat them, and then you'll be better. You'll be known as better, but also you will have learned and taken a lesson out of that. So it's all about fighting the best so you can get that lesson from it and get that respect that you deserve as a fighter. So as a real fighter, somebody that's going to be the best. And only way to be the best is to beat the best. So that's really all it is about with me. Like you said, I don't really I care about my record. I want a great record. I want to win every fight. But at this point now, I haven't won every fight. But at this point, all I gotta do is learn from my mistakes and fight the best of the best and do what I didn't do last time, win, and do that this time to get the victory over the great opponents. And that way we can just keep going up in stature, in money, and everything.
Yeah, speaking of the matchmaking on boxing, can I get your point of view on that? Like, do you think it's really corrupt where you can't really get the fights that you want, and like we talked about earlier, like a lot of guys are just getting easy pick'em fights where you see these records get blown up to like 33-0, but when you look at their box rec, they're not fighting really good opposition, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Amen.
Yeah.
These guys be walking around here bragging about how great they are. I'm 23-0. I'm 15-0. I just stopped this many people. But who you fought? The last the guy was the taxi cab driver with a record of 300. The guy before that was a record of 457. So really, you're fighting guys that you're getting paid to lose. You're not fighting. You shouldn't even count those victories. Me, I wouldn't have no pride. I wouldn't get no pride in that. That's what the game is, man. They'll get the guy they want to win. They want to be a star, and they'll buy them guys that they know he can beat. And then they use that. They use them guys to build him up so they get him to the point where he's making real money. Then he ain't got no choice but to fight to get fighters. And if they're not really on that level, then they're gonna get, they're gonna get abused. They're gonna get, what I'm looking for.
They're gonna feel mentally comfortable.
That too, but they're gonna get when you ain't ready. You been fooling everybody until you meet that one guy that shows that you really know who you think you are. Exposed. You're gonna get exposed.
Yeah. Exposed.
Really how the game go. They just trying to find a guy that they think can be somebody great, and they buy him a bunch of easy opponents they know he can beat to build him up to turn to a star. They try to do the same thing with Anton Cobb, but just the fact that they paid the wrong guy to fight him, which was me. So that's really what they try to do, man. It's just up to you. If you're gonna be that guy coming in as an opponent, it's up to you to make sure you're ready 100% all across the board. So when you go in there, you show that look, you made a mistake. I'm really the guy that you should be investing your money into. That's just the mindset you gotta have if you're gonna come in that position.
Yeah, cause I think that's interesting that you say that, cause like I've spoke to guys like Tim Witherspoon Jr. I don't know if you know him, but he's the son of Tim Witherspoon Sr. But me and him were having that back and forth debate, and I think in a perfect world, like like I want to get your point of view, but let's just say if sanctioned bodies and commissions and corrupt promoters were gone, and it was all based off of like a marketized reputational system where you have to fight the best to get paid more, and let's just say boxing had tournaments to determine champions, and if you were the best of your best out of all divisions, can't that gratify more legitimacy in the sport to consolidate more talent, right?
Heck yeah, man, that's a great idea. Be perfect. That's exactly how it should be ran. It shouldn't be about who got the most clout, who got the most followers on Facebook, on Instagram, all that bull crap, or who got who can talk the best, who can fight the best, who can fight the best. That's what all that matters. Who got the most skill, who got the most talent in that ring. That's all that matters at the end of the day. And that's what you should be getting judged off of, and that's what you should be getting paid off of.
Yeah, yeah, cause like I'm trying to like make like a little idea out of it, and I want to like make like a little grassroots support community out of it. So when that future can be like a thing, like people can like have like a better idea to say, hey, sanctioned bodies are not doing anything, and these promoters are not helping you. Everybody should be supporting the fighters that they do like. And I think on top of that, like there needs to be more localization and financing fighters, because I think what the thing is like when you look at other sports like the NBA, the NFL, MLB, soccer, like those athletes, they're financially set because the people support them. Like
Exactly.
like people know who Cristiano Ronaldo is. People know who LeBron James is. People know who Derrick Rose is. People know who Dwayne Wade is. Like there's a reason for it. It's because that they were already working their way up to earn their spot. So in boxing, like why isn't it?
Yeah, way before they got to them, they've been doing that since they was kids.
Yeah,
Way before they got to the NBA, to that famous NBA team, but it don't matter if you can play or not, But in a sport like that, football, basketball, whether you can play or not, most likely people gonna know who you are, even if you just a bitch one, because it's so famous and it's something got so much eyes on it.
yeah.
But in
Um,
boxing, it's not really a whole lot of eyes on boxing. It's getting there, but not as much eyes as it should be. As a one man or one woman sport, there ain't as much eyes on it as there should be. It's like, because I guess a team, a basketball, football team that represents the whole state or the whole city, and as a boxer, they can just represent themselves or even represent the whole city. I guess that when you think about it, it comes down to how you promote yourself, how you promote your your style or your campaign. What you campaigning for?
yeah, because if fighters were their own bosses, you would have to fight the best opposition to keep your promotional marketability alive. Otherwise, like, why would it?
Exactly.
Like, honestly, like, if boxing just had networks and not no promoters, like, you're your own boss, you can make the fights. But if you want to become champion, you have to fight these guys to be there. It shouldn't be
The
like the other.
best.
Yeah, like, honestly, that's how, that's how MMA is. But the difference is like MMA, they obviously have its issues because everything's controlled by like one financial entity, by having like a owner that runs like the promotional fight league. But if everybody was
Yep.
their own boss within a institution that they voluntarily do business with, and you
Yeah,
had
be subcontracted basically.
yeah. But on top of that, you're getting all the sponsorships, you're getting all the backup money. Like you're not having somebody take away your money. Like you're in control in your own decentralized ownership of saying, this is my career, this is my property, this is my mindset of what I want to do. So if I'm Jaylan Phillips and I say, hey, god damn it, I want to fight X, Y, and Z. If you're not going to give it to me, then I'm going to go over to a different network that's going to pay me more money to fight me, better opposition. Because at least that way you got your credibility, and nobody can say that you're ducking anybody. Because if fans can vote with their dollar to determine who is the best and who is not the best, then I think that's where consolidation can easily wipe out all the bad actors, in the sport.
Amen. That's a good. I like that analogy. That's a good idea, actually.
Yeah. um.
Yeah. That's an excellent idea.
Yeah.
That's a
Yeah.
good, like you said, that's a good way to wipe out all these guys that's really getting all this clout for nothing. They ain't really doing ain't fighting nobody. They can't really fight nobody, but they getting all this fame and finding money for nothing.
Yes.
That'd be a great way to expose them and get them out the way for the real fighters.
Yeah. I was gonna ask about your promotional situation. Like, I assume you're a free agent, right? You're just taking
Yeah, I'm a
whatever.
free agent right now.
Oh, okay.
We're just trying to build. I'm a free agent and trying to get my record together. Will I get my record together? Then I'm gonna, do the fight with Cobb again. That's if he wants to, because I think he should. Which, once I beat him, then Lawrence will. I might be with Top Rank or with the way our options.
Yeah, cause I say right now, the competition pool is definitely getting a lot stronger at 140. But
Exactly.
like I
It's
just
a great division, man.
yeah, cause I think the perfect model, if I was in your shoes, I would just take whoever's going to give you the most money by beating the best up and coming names. Cause I'll use this other fighter that I know. His name is Ernesto Tito Mercado, but he told me the other day he was lined up to fight Hank Lundy, and I guess what happened with that was that Hank Lundy
Can't let
just
me pull it out.
yeah, he pulled out to fight AB, and then it was
Yeah, I
revealed
heard about
that
that.
yeah, yeah, it was revealed that he got suspended by the California State Athletic Commission. So it's he's
I heard he got suspended indefinitely too.
oh really? Yeah,
That's what
man.
it said. That's what I
Yeah,
read. It said definitely. That means he'll never be able to fight with this commission ever.
yeah,
Damn.
yeah. That's crazy because
Mm-hmm.
I mean he's a really old guy at this point, but I mean I saw his
Yeah,
last
he
fight.
probably ain't going too far anyway. Yeah.
Yeah, he's been getting beat up a lot. So I mean
It all started with Terrence Crawford. Terrence
yeah.
Crawford got in his ass, and after that, everybody was tearing off his ass.
Yeah, that was crazy. I mean, either way, you can't put your body at much risk like that. But I was basically saying as far as the free agency path, if you were if you were to continue that route to just take whatever big money fights that are offered to the table, could that benefit your career versus just primarily just signing with a single promotion? Like if Top Rank or PBC or DAZN were to come out and say, "Hey, Jaylan, we like you a lot, and we see that you're putting in this work now. Here's this big money offer." Does it really matter about the money in your career, or does it just matter that you just get a legacy so you can wipe out whoever's in your way?
I feel like when it comes to money and the legacy, I feel like between the two, I feel like the money is probably more important as a big picture. Personally, when you die, you can't take the money with you, so the legacy is more important than that aspect. But it's an equal. The money and the legacy is an equal balance. See, me personally, what I would rather do, I'd rather get with a promotional company where I can be moved correctly and then fight the right guys. So whenever I get to that level, when I'm actually contending for a reason, I want to fight the proper guys, that makes sense to get me to where I'm contending and I actually belong to be a contender. And then I can fight those guys and then add those to my legacy and then win the title and then start making that money and then fight other champions. So that'll help me make money and get my legacy together. So I want to take it slow, but fight the proper people. So when I get to the top, I'm fighting guys that's also at the top. So I can get paid for that, and then I get the recognition. And then when I'm dead and gone, people be talking about me 100 years from now, 20 years from now.
Yeah, yeah, because I think
So I feel like the money and the legacy even.
yeah, because I think I think I'm not understanding like how the money's being played out in boxing because like I assume you just get like a guarantee. You don't really get anything off of at the back end, right?
Me at the beginning, you just get a guarantee. But I'm pretty sure guys that's on Devontae Davis level, Devin Haney, guys fighting for the championship right now, and they doing stuff with their own promotional companies with like a top rank or PBC, then they'll probably get money off of a back end, like pay per view sales or gate, how much
Yeah,
money
gate
they
revenue.
gate
Yeah,
might get a percentage. Yeah, they might get a percentage of that. I don't really know how that works. That's just my guess.
yeah, because I think like I'm just trying to like brainstorm here because like I think like we as boxing fans we should really start like creating like grassroots campaign movements to try to start advocating for fighters to like let's just say if you don't want to become your own promotional company and you just want to make money while you're in the sport, it should be simple enough for you to just get your money, have sponsorships back you, and you can get out of the sport clean, at a good age. And then on top of that,
Amen.
yeah, like on top of that, have like a post fight or post career, retirement plan for the fighters too. You know what I'm saying? Like, have something like that. Like I know that the money's there, it can be there. It's just that it's not marketized. It's clearly not.
Yes, sir.
Yeah,
But I do agree. But when you think about it, all the guys that actually can fight, that actually deserve to be on that top level, they usually make money and they usually have a retirement plan and and a lot all that stuff like all the stuff that's supposed to have in place. The guys that actually take this serious and actually make the money in the sport usually have that. You know what I mean?
yeah.
But that's just very it's just such a small percentage. A guy that usually a guy that actually try to box, the guy that actually make it to the top and start making that real money is a very small percentage.
Yeah, it's just like I'm not saying like in terms of like everybody should get like a big bag, like that's including people that are just really bad. Like I'm saying like if you're doing good and you're trying to fight with the best, but yet nobody's not willing to fight you and you're still putting out your best efforts to make money for the sport. Like I think that definitely needs to have like a financial safety net because
Yeah.
you never know what's going to happen, and that's just like a financial risk that could hurt you if you get severely injured, as a career
Yes,
ending
sir.
injury,
Yeah, they should have like a also help you out with like investments. Teach you what you should invest
Yeah,
in.
yeah,
Have somebody in play for you. Like you said, if your career end early or you not fighting for a while, you can make money in the meantime.
yeah, yeah. Have like
That's
investment.
why I feel like every boxer should get a financial advisor or some
Yeah,
sort,
yeah,
somebody that gives some
definitely.
sort of game on how to make money
Yeah,
outside of boxing.
yeah. Because like I think like
That's what I'm planning on doing.
I think the biggest difference from all the other major sports today is that those athletes are still making a lot of money outside of their sport. So, like
Yes, sir.
yeah, like when you see those new drafted players in the NFL and NBA and MLB, like they already have the investors telling them, hey, like this is what you should be doing with your money, and we'll help you with it. But in boxing, it's not like
That's
that.
right.
Like,
Yeah, bro, 100%. And these guys, these teams, when these guys get drafted, these teams already got people in place to help them make the right decisions with their money that they make. And these promotional companies should do the same thing. Or as a fighter, you gotta be wise enough and know, okay, look, I plan on doing this in the sport. I plan on making this amount of money. I'm gonna need to put this in place so I can do the right things with this amount of money. You know what I mean? Sometimes it's up to the fighter, it's up to the person himself to take care of himself and watch his own back. To make sure that he make money when he not fighting and when he retire, whether he retire early due to an accident or retire naturally, you always got a plan B, which is investments in real estate or whatever. But sometimes it's up to you as a fighter and as a person, personally, to make sure your mind is on that topic so you can, go out there and invest.
yeah, and I think that's simply a counter argument for people that will say, oh well, that should be their responsibility. Like we as fans shouldn't need to pay into that. No, like there should be services just like what any other sporting league has to say, hey, even though you're doing good now, making like 2 to 300 million a year, but guess what? Like you still need to learn how to keep that money because, I like obviously to
It
the
ain't gonna be forever when you making that type of money shit.
yeah, because like to like the average like low IQ person that sees that, they just want to blow that off and just think like, oh well, I'm just gonna make it back up like again. But it's like no, like, you don't know what's gonna happen. You could easily get
Exactly. You
yeah,
might blow your legs out. You
yeah,
might get a bad injury where you can't never play a box ever again.
yeah, yeah,
You gotta, like you said, you gotta have a team in place in a promotional company or whoever you with should already have that for you, for the fighters. They shouldn't just worry about using the fighters for entertainment to make them money. They should have a plan in place where they can take care of their investments,
yeah,
which is the fighter. So the fighter can take care of his investments when it's all said and done.
yeah. I was gonna follow up with that like as far as like what you're doing right now like what how does like the business of boxing operate in trying to get any fight? Does it have to be like a lot of like demands coming from the opposing fighter?
It's more or less most guys that's at the bottom, they really can't make too many decisions. It's more or less the champions or the guy that's headlining the shows, or maybe or we might get a guy like Anton Cobb. He might say, we supposed to fight at 140 on a guy, but he'll ask, to see what secure them. He'll ask, can you do 144 due to his lack of discipline to make 140. So, yeah, I feel like little stuff like that is what they got control of. Unless you're like a champion with your own promotion company, then you got control of the whole show damn near. But most fighters, I feel like don't have control too much control for nothing. They can ask questions. But that don't mean they're gonna get that. They're gonna get what they want.
Yeah, and I think that's a failing point for fighters that don't understand the business of boxing. And I think Devin Haney is a great example of
Oh
dis-
yeah,
like he's basically bad for like he's bad for the business of boxing. He knows how to break away from the sanction bodies, and he doesn't have to pay a single dime in sanction fees. He knows how to find corruption right away and say, "Hey, I'm not doing this for you." I like people like that should be like copied and pasted more into the sport because I think like what I'm seeing now in a lot of fighters that are doing bad, they're just making really poor improper choices financially, trying to say, oh well, I'm gonna get this big bag, but you're gonna fight like marginal opposition for it just to get there. It's like you mean to tell me you're not gonna work harder to get up to the level of where you need to be, but by the time when you get called up for a world title, that means that that person needs to be protected. Like for example, like with Jaime Munguia, like he should be taken out of
nobody.
yeah, like he should be taken
He
out.
fights like Demetrius Andrade, fighting Charlo. He should be fighting guys like that. Triple G. He's fighting real guys.
Yeah, he's just been hogging up the middleweight division lately, and the reason why that I'm bringing him up is that when you run into a situation like that where you're trying to fight the best, but you got idiots like him that come in, the way that hold up,
Hold up everything.
yeah,
You ain't got a belt.
yeah,
If you got a belt, you gotta fight the best of the best, people that actually deserve it, so you can keep boxing hot.
yeah. So, like, I just think like, when it comes to that, like, that's where the corruption, is not being talked about because people don't understand that, these fighters, like you said, that shouldn't be there, they're taking advantage of it every single day, and there's no outcry over it. But then when you see fighters that want to fight the best, and then they say, "Oh, nah, this guy doesn't deserve that title shot. What has he done? Who has he fought? Blah blah blah." It's like they don't understand what's going on, behind closed doors. And even for your case, like you should be, at the rafters of competing with at the best. No, like marginal level fighter that's at the top 100 fighting nobodies, and he's being hyped up fighting whoever he wants, and then he can get up to like a world
Exactly.
title shot quicker.
But yeah, man, that's crazy, brother.
Yeah,
These guys here, man, they got all these titles, all these belts, and getting all this clout, but they fighting guys that don't deserve to even fight them. You know, if you a champion, me when I become champion, I'm knowing instantly. Okay, the eyes are on me now. I have to make sure that I'm a real champion. I'm fighting everybody that deserve this belt, everybody that want this belt, but they deserve a chance too. And I want to be the actual best. I want the world to know I'm the best. I want the state of Florida to know I'm the best. I want everybody to be behind me. So therefore, me being a champion, me with the belt, I have to prove that I'm really a champion. Fight other champions and beat them.
yeah,
Don't fight people just to fight, just to keep the belt in my hands. No, we gotta fight everybody that's deserving. Like Marvin Hagler. If I'm not fighting everybody that's deserving, I'm a champion. Then I'm not really a champion. I'm just another guy that just got a piece of damn hardware because a champion gonna fight guy other champions. You ain't gotta be a belt to be a champion, but you gotta be champion to be a champion. And if you got a belt and you ain't fighting no champion, hell, you ain't no champion. You just a motherfucker that got lucky. You got a belt. And right now, to me, that's what Ming God he ain't fighting no goddamn body. I don't really respect him like that. He ain't fighting nobody. Now Devin Haney, he fights somebody. I gotta give him his credit. He fights people. He probably the only one right now that's actually fighting people. Him, Errol Spence, Canelo too. But it's not a whole lot of champions out there that's willing to take them risks of losing their belt against guys that's on their level or possibly better. You know, it take a lot of heart, take a different type of guy, and these guys ain't got that.
yeah. Um, I wanted to ask about the with the pedigree of your skill set. Like, did you go through like a lot of amateurs, or how'd you prioritize yourself?
I only have had 8 amateur fights.
Oh wow.
Yeah, I only had 8 amateur fights. I just trained very hard, man. I trained hard every day, 3 to 4 or 5 hours a day. Uh, that's just one session. All together, I train about 8 hours a day. But I'm always in the gym. I'm always working with the best guys I can get. Like I say, if I go to a gym and I'm not the best guy in the gym, I'm gonna be the best guy in the gym the next month. So I'm gonna find the best guy. I'm gonna see how hard he works. I'm gonna outwork him by a mile, and then I'm gonna spar with him, and eventually I'm gonna be better than him. That's just how I roll. That's how I got better. And so I feel like experience is everything.
Yeah.
But with me, in my case, I feel like I'm a different type of breed. But experience does came into play in my life too, because I would have more experience than them car fights. It wouldn't be no, say it wouldn't have been no second and dance, it wouldn't be no third. So I got my first fight. If I was more comfortable, and that comes with experience. So experience is everything. But with me personally, what got me over the hump was hard work, dedication, and consistency.
Yeah. Yeah. I was also gonna say like.
And just believing, man. Just believing I belong.
Yeah, I was also gonna say, in regards to your mentality when you get inside, with the gym, like, do you have those like moments like where like you kind of get exhausted, with like all the training and all the pressure that's being put onto you?
Sometimes I get tired, but me, man, when I go to the gym every day, I write. If I'm tired or not, I write down the big ass list of shit that I want to do today in training. So even if I'm tired, aggravated, and bored, I still gotta do this whole list. So really, I'm always aggravated with people, and I'm always, kind of tired. So I'm always on the go when I'm training. So I'm always happy though. I'm always in a good mood because I'm doing what I love to do. But some days I do have those days whenever I don't feel like doing nothing. But then I say, you know what? There's two people in it: the champion and the chump. I can't let the chump beat the champion ever. So the champion always wins with me. And I get up and I go to work.
Yeah, because I always hear that term in boxing. Like, there's two different types of fighters. There's gym fighters and then there's ring fighters. Do you put yourself in the category of being more of like a ring fighter where like you're not afraid of the spotlight? Like if you get like a call to fight somebody really really tough, like you could actually come out of your way and like perform at the highest level, right?
That's the goal right now. Because what's through it's really lack of experience. You know, we got two guys. One might he might be a beast in the gym when he goes into fights, crash under pressure. You got another guy. He's alright in the gym. He's not even close to the level of the guy that's the beast in the gym. He gets under the lights and he shines. Right now, I'm sitting in between. I'm a beast in the gym, but I'm a halfway beast under the lights. And that does with lack of experience, not being there enough. But the more you do something, the more comfortable you get. So each time I fight, I get more and more comfortable when it matters the most. So, I'm very conscious of what I'm doing. When I'm in this gym trying to understand this is just the gym. This ain't the real shit. This is training for the real shit. So that way when I get into real shit, I know what needs to be done. So right now I say I'm a ring fighter, but I'm also a gym fighter too. Because you gotta be a gym fighter to be a ring fighter. You can't dominate the gym. How the hell are you gonna dominate when it matters?
Yeah, because that's what I'm trying to figure out. Because with the fighters that are being hyped up that don't do well in the ring, like I'll use like Teofimo Lopez as a great example. Like he says he's like the greatest fighter out here, but when you look at how he's progressing and how he's performing, like he doesn't seem like he's doing anything spectacular. So, like I think
Yeah, he's
like
not really all that.
yeah,
Don't get me
like
wrong, he's not really that great though, in my opinion. He's got a lot of snot. He got a little trickery about him, but he's no Marvin Hagler, Sugar Ray Leonard, no Jaylan, no Clarence Phillips. But he's alright though. Don't get me wrong,
hey,
he is a champion, but he's just not the
hey, I mean,
best.
can you please knock him out for us? Like, I
Well,
don't.
I gotta get to that level first. Soon as I get to that level, which I will get to that level, you best believe I'm getting to that level. Because he's from Florida, but he representing fucking Brooklyn. Come on,
Yeah,
man.
yeah, yeah. Because I'm from
That
Albany,
don't
New
make
York,
no
but
sense to me.
yeah,
So when the real Florida champ get to that level, I'm gonna dominate everybody. Believe that. I ain't lying to you.
yeah. Because I'm from New York, and I always hear that nonsense that he brings up, and I'm like, nah, man. Like, you're
Like,
not
bro,
from
he
New
ain't
York, man.
from New York, man. He was born in Florida. His dad from New York. My dad from Atlanta, but I can't represent Atlanta like that. But I wasn't born there. I was born if I wasn't raised there.
Yeah.
I got to represent where I grew up at.
Yeah. Speaking of venues, what are some venues that you want to campaign at? Like, do you have like a set like list of places that you want to be at? Because I know that you fought where you fought in Vegas and you fought. Did you fight at the Garden, right? You didn't.
I fought in Newark, New Jersey, Vegas, California before. It was a little small show though.
Oh, okay. Yeah, because
But
oh, I'm sorry.
what was you about to say?
No, I was just gonna say like I would like to see you fight down here in Florida.
Hell yeah.
Like I'll go out to Tampa because I live here. Like I came from Albany, New York, but I want to see you out in Tampa or Plant City, or like I don't mind going out to Kissimmee or Orlando, but I think as far as venues go, like if you had it in your own perfect world, like would you rather try to like have more fights at home, or like are you like more open to the idea of going international to expand your career?
I want to go internationally. I want to do both. Me, if it was up to me right now at this moment, first thing I would do is I would take over Las Vegas, dominate here, make sure every time I fight, everybody want to come to see. And then once I do that, I go back home to Florida, and I start off on the Panhandle, all the way down to the Keys, all the way down to the bottom. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? First, I go to FSU Stadium, take that out. Go to Gator Stadium, take that out. Go to Tampa, go to Miami, take it all out. You know what I mean? And then once I dominate those cities, those states, and then I work about dominating other states, and then I want to go international after that. But I want to go step by step.
yeah.
I got a lot of big goals, man. It's all about me going in there and doing what needs to be done under the lights. Because, like I said earlier, it's a shame to come up short when you had it in you to completely dominate. So that's what it is all about. It's been a lot of shameful nights for me. But I just gotta get past that bullshit, that mental shit that hold a lot of people back, and then just go out there and just and spread my wings like a butterfly, a dangerous butterfly that can knock you out, and then go in there and just dominate, man. Then all that shit I'm talking about gonna happen.
Yeah. Um. Yeah, cause like right now, I think this is a perfect time to just really try to put your name out there at the bigger venues.
Amen.
But I think like but the thing is like when you are at those bigger venues, like do you have that energy where you feel more alive, where like the crowd just gives you like a different vibe when you walk inside of the ring?
When I get in there, it's more or less I know what time it is. It's either get big or go home. And it feels good in there, man. I ain't gonna lie to you. It does when I've been fighting in there, cause I'm always been the first. I've been the first. Every time I fight on the big stage so far, I was the first fight. So it really ain't really had a whole bunch of people there, so I couldn't feel the energy. It's like hey, it's just the only thing different was from being in the gym. Really, okay, I'm fighting at MGM Grand, but ain't too much people here, and I got 8 ounce gloves on and fighting the motherfucker that crack. That's the only difference it is. But other than that, it's no really big difference for me. That's all I can't. That's what I'm hoping when I fight Cobb this third time. When it's a 6 rounder, we don't fight at the beginning. We can fight whenever we get some more people in the crowd.
Yeah.
You try
Um.
not to.
I was gonna ask like when are you trying to get back inside of the ring? What
We
date?
want to get back in there at the beginning of next month. That's what we want. We were supposed to get in there Friday, Saturday. That didn't work out, so we're gonna try to get in there at the beginning of February.
Oh,
So,
nice.
and
Is that gonna be top rank or different promotion or?
it's gonna be I really don't know what. I think it's something that my coach got me, and we're gonna just do that. Cause we gotta get a win before we can get back and fight Cobb again. So they
Yeah.
want to give me the contract, but I gotta whoop Cobb ass first. So what we're gonna do is gonna go down there in February. I don't know what show it is, but we're gonna go in there. We're gonna dominate that. Put on the explosive, beautiful performance. Performance so good, Cobb, and I ain't want to fight me, but hey, you gotta do what you gotta do. So I'm gonna win that, and then after I win that, and then the fight with Cobb on ESPN top rank is a go.
Okay, nice,
For
nice.
April,
Oh, for April?
on a secure undercard.
Oh, nice. Yeah, yeah. Shakur's gonna fight that Japanese guy, I think. Um,
Yeah, that's gonna be a. Hopefully, the Japanese guy can fight, but if not, then Secure will completely dominate him.
yeah. I wish he fought Jermaine Ortiz because he was saying that he wanted Shakur, so that should have been like
That would have
a
been a good fight.
yeah, yeah. Like I
That
was
would
like
have shown Shakur. He gave Loma trouble.
yeah. Like I thought Jermaine dominated Loma. I wish I was
I thought
there.
he did too.
Yeah. Yeah, Lomachenko, he got beat up so bad, man. Like his whole right side of his face got destroyed.
He like potty me. he, he don't stand a chance against Devin, bro. I don't think he does at least.
Oh
He
yeah,
might, but
yeah,
I
yeah,
just don't,
yeah,
I
yeah.
don't
Devin's way bigger than Loma, and Jermaine
way
came in.
bigger.
Jermaine came in at like what 145, like 146, right? Like he
I'm not even sure. To be honest, I don't even remember.
yeah, because I was hearing Jermaine or somebody from his team said that he wasn't like he was way bigger than Lomachenko on fight night. He was gigantic, but
Uh,
yeah, he did pretty good. That was his first
yeah, he
12
did
rounder.
real good. He just blew a tank out so early. It looked like.
Yeah.
Taking the turn of box, he tried to, go super fast and super hard from the very, very beginning. That he could sustain it throughout the whole 12 rounds or 10 rounds, however long the fight was. And Loma picked it back up on him and stole it from him.
Yeah. Um, hopefully Jermaine can get back in there. He like I thought that he won and he fought his heart out, but knowing that Lomachenko, he's a prize fighter. That's the really bad side of it. But I was gonna say like as far as like names go in boxing, like do you care more about like the guys that have beef with you, in the sport, or do you just care about like just solidifying, what the fans, want from you at the end of the day.
At the end of the day, man, I want to give what the fans want. Beef is bullshit in boxing because we gonna fight anyway. So what's the point of me not liking you or liking you? Yeah, I don't really hit neutral with me. I don't like you or not like or dislike you because we gonna have to fight each other any damn way. Hell, I ask, and if something happens bad, then I ask for it because I'm a fighter. So it's all about really giving the fans what they want, which is the best fighting the best. That's what boxing is all about. That's what it should be about. Nothing personal, all business. And at the end of the day, we ain't got no grudge against each other. It's just a fight.
Nice. Yeah, like the last question I was just gonna ask, like, before it's all said and done, what influence you want to bring to the audience, for your fan base, like, before you hang it up?
uh, when throughout my boxing career, when it's all said and done, I want them to say Jaylan was a man of integrity, a man with strong and powerful character. He was a man with a good heart and a good soul and a good spirit. And when he stepped in that ring, he gave everything he got every single night. He was never dull. He always pleased the fans. He always made a good account of himself. He always gave a good account of his family. And he always gave glory to God. When Jaylan died, they gonna say no playing with the man. And he, we want to be the kids gonna want to look. The kids gonna look up to him. The men gonna want to be like him. All the women gonna want to be with him. That's Jaylan no playing Phillips right there.
Yeah. Hey man, like I like to do this. I appreciate you for coming through. Like I like to do this again. Like sorry, about like the time management because I was thinking you were on my time zone. But yeah, like I like to do this again in the future, man.
All right, yeah, that sounds good to me, brother. This is pretty good talk, man.
Yeah. Yeah, just keep me updated. With like the next fight, like I'll do my best to to promote it on my end. And
yes, sir.
Yeah, if you got any last words, like I'll sign out.
Shout out to Florida, shout out to the Panhandle, shout out there, shout out to America. We got a new fighter that y'all need to keep y'all eyes on. His name is Jaylan Phillips. He goes by No Plan, and he's coming. I am the man.
Alrighty, man. I appreciate it. I'll see you later.
Yes, sir. All right. Likewise, brother. Have a good one.
All right. Same to you. Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Bye. All right. Yeah, that's about it. Thank you guys. Hope you guys enjoyed it. I will take a piece of this live stream and I will record it and have it uploaded to my main channel. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed it. Be sure to like, rate, comment, subscribe. Me and Ahmed Alabai will be going live tonight at 8 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. So be sure to come through for that. And I hope you guys enjoyed it. All right. Sorry for this very long live stream, but I didn't know how everything was going to play out. But yeah, that's about it, yo. I hope you guys enjoyed it. And this is K-Rod signing out. See you guys later. Peace. And yeah, here's the outro. Hold on. Give me 1 second. Outro. Here we go. All right, see you guys.